Oh, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Those of you who are here Tuesday, and welcome to those just tuning in. This will be Cocktails 101. My name is James MacWilliams. I'm the head barman here at Canlis. I've been here for 12 years, running this bar program and also entertaining all kinds of other fascinating ideas that we do. Joining me is Allie Daniels. She is Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer at Visit Seattle.
Yeah.
Welcome.
That's it. And a mom.
And a mom.
And a mom about town, apparently. Yep. Although I don't know what that means.
Yeah, what does Visit Seattle do?
We have the best job, besides yours, that we get to promote Seattle. And we get to invite visitors in. And any other October, I would tell you that we have no problem doing that.
Yeah.
But we're in kind of a weird time.
It's got to be just as weird for you as it is for us.
I bet. Yep, which is why we're making cocktails.
We are.
Right?
We are making cocktails. In Cocktails 101, we're hoping that you learn how to make a drink sort of like the Canlis bartenders do. We're hoping that you would be able to pick up a cocktail book, read it, understand it, and execute the drink in the same fashion we do. So learning about the tools, learning about the techniques, and learning a little bit about some of the ingredients.
Excellent. Seems so easy, right?
Yeah.
You gotta stand like there.
Right here?
Spot.
Is this
Otherwise,
it?
The champagne bucket blocks your face.
Are you saying I'm short?
Well,
There's a bucket in front of you.
Can someone get me a crate? Okay.
We have plenty of
I'm all
crates.
set, James.
First, what is a cocktail?
What is a cocktail?
What is a cocktail?
Yeah.
Originally, a cocktail was a concoction to make bad booze taste better. So they would take some pretty bad spirits oftentimes. You know, it was coming down the Mississippi, it's suspect boats, maybe thrown together with some other things in the barrel.
Sure.
It would get to the bar, they'd parse it out into bottles, and it would be almost unpalatable. So they started putting some sugar, some bitters, maybe a little bit of water. And so that was sort of how cocktails came about. And now we have all kinds of ingredients. We have much better spirits, I must say.
Yeah.
And so here at Canlis, we sort of think of a cocktail as any spirit or aromatized wine-based alcoholic drink with other ingredients.
With really good ingredients.
Hopefully.
Right? Okay.
That is the goal.
Great.
A lot of people have gotten this box at home.
I saw it. It's beautiful.
Plethora of tools.
Yes. All
we
the
have
things.
Sips with Gin in the box. It is a great London-style gin, one that I'm a particular fan of. It's a very...
Can I grab it?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Sort of neutral gin. It doesn't go too far to either side of the spectrum of either being floral or too citrusy or too heavy with the juniper. I find that it mixes very well and it drinks very well on its own in a martini if that's what you tend to.
Not too piney is
No.
what I heard you say.
No, not too
Got
piney.
it.
Yeah. The original flavored vodka.
Oh. And I could do this for a gin and tonic.
Yep.
Or this fancy thing we're doing.
You can do a fancy thing too.
Great.
Yeah. So we're going to start off with Sips with Gin.
Great.
And the first drink on our menu here is the Southside Cocktail. You can sort of maybe take apart your tray there.
Everyone should have someone like James prepare this beautiful tray for you.
I did help out a little bit
Yeah.
and prepared you well. That is a muddler.
If I don't have a muddler at home.
You can use a spoon,
Okay.
any sort of flat, blunt object to, basically you're going to use it to bruise the mint.
Okay.
And you're opening up the aromatics in it.
Love it. And everyone got one of these.
They did.
Okay.
It's a juicer.
The cutest little juicer.
That also will strain out the seeds.
Bonus.
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone did not get a martini glass or a second strainer. Yes. We're going to use that to keep the mint out of the finished glass.
Got it. So that's just a bonus.
Yes.
If you've got one.
It
use
is.
Okay.
At home, you may have like a tea strainer to use.
Yep.
I
That's what it
have-
looks like.
I have used cheesecloth in the past.
Okay.
But you'll see at the end of this, after you're done shaking, it beats up the mint a little bit, and you'll get some of that particulate in there.
Excellent. And
Yeah.
we should say I don't make cocktails ever.
Good.
I enjoy them, but I rarely. I mean, maybe 5 times have made them at home. So this will be good.
5
so
times?
anyone can do this.
5 times?
Like I told you, I think cocktails taste better if someone makes them for you.
Like a sandwich.
Yes.
All right.
So, okay.
So let's take the shaker. That's a strainer.
Okay.
That's okay.
I had to prep it.
Yeah, there is a second part of that shaker inside.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, take that out. So take the large size
Okay.
and pluck maybe 6 mint leaves.
And we just want the leaf part.
Just a leaf.
Okay.
If you start adding all of the stems, you
Yeah.
get sort of a different flavor. It tends to be a little more earthy.
Make
You have
it
an increased chance of getting some dirt in there, maybe. If you haven't washed it, I have washed these.
Thank you.
I recommend everyone wash their fruit and wash their herbs if they're using them,
And their hands. Mm-hmm. Okay. 6.
and their hands, particularly now. Take the muddler and
Little
the,
side,
the
big
other
side.
end, the flat side.
Okay.
Put it in the bottom and just maybe 3 or 4 times, just kind of twist it with a little bit of pressure. You don't want to break up the mint. You don't want to crush it too much.
Smells good.
Yeah. You are,
While she's muddling, your favorite cocktail shaker? Like, what do we use at Canlis?
so these are from Cocktail Kingdom, but in particular,
Sounds fancy.
you want to use all metal. If you're using a Boston shaker, which tends to be a pint glass with another part of a metal tin, you run the risk of breaking the glass. So this is a weighted shaker, and the bottoms are heavier, so that when you're breaking it, and we'll explain breaking it in a bit, but you're causing the seal to break after shaking it. The weight on the ends of the shaker helps it to separate.
Got it. I have them smashed, not torn.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's what we want to see.
Perfect.
We'll take 2 ounces of.
Everyone got one of these.
They did.
Okay.
So this is a little mixing glass. I think
Do not free pour.
No.
Is what we want
It's-
measurement.
There are recipes for all of these things, and it keeps the drink in balance. You're balancing the strong with the sweet and the sour in this case.
So pandemic moms, measure it.
Yes.
Don't free pour it.
Yes.
You'll ruin it.
It's very easy.
That's a whisper.
Question. During the
whisper over.
pandemic, Allie, did your cocktail drinking go up or down?
Be honest.
Obviously, it went up. I have 2 small children.
Just checking.
Just okay, yeah. But my cocktail making stayed stagnant. So this is good.
So it was just more shots,
Yes,
really.
exactly.
Okay.
Dump it in.
Dump it in. Don't be shy about it.
Okay.
Now
Easy.
next we'll take the juicer
Yes,
and
my prepped juicer.
the prep juicer, but there is a little bit of unpressed juice in the top. So if you take the top of that, yes, on top of the fruit and twist it with some pressure, you will be juicing.
Oh, look at that. My workout.
I actually use a juicer in cooking all of the time as well.
It looks like an old-fashioned egg timer. I like
Yeah,
that.
it does actually, doesn't it?
That's what I thought we were doing. We were timing me on how quick I could do these.
Fresh
Thank you for
juice
not.
is always better. Once you juice it, it starts to oxidize pretty quickly.
And we
so-
do not want that.
No, you don't want that.
No.
And it's a pretty easy step to make actually a much better drink.
None of that sweet and sour mix.
No sweet and sour mix.
Fresh citrus.
In a pinch, you could use a pasteurized
But let's
product, but let's not.
Okay. So how much?
3/4 of an ounce. So the Southside Cocktail comes from Chicago, supposedly. There's a lot of weird, funny history about cocktails and their provenance. And so this is one that was supposedly Al Capone drank.
So it's not Southside Seattle.
Not Southside
It's
Seattle.
Southside Chicago.
Yes.
Okay. Just
Chicago,
making sure.
Al Capone, gangsters drinking lime and mint.
Drinking mojitos.
Basically.
Gangsters drink mojitos.
Are lime and lemon the same? Or can you, like, Or are they totally different?
They are totally different.
So you can't just willy-nilly sub one for the other.
You cannot just, don't just substitute. I mean, in a pinch, you're going to create something new and maybe very interesting.
You'll invent it.
Lemon is a little more floral, touch more sweet, whereas lime definitely has a more bitter component to it.
The tart.
And more tart. So next is the simple syrup.
Yep, my friend. Just sugar water.
Yeah, so simple syrup, it turns out, is not so simple.
Oh,
Half ounce of simple syrup.
look at that.
There are sort of 3 ways of making simple syrup. There is your simplest simple syrup, which is 1 part of sugar and 1 part of water. Just dump it on in. And you put it on a stove, and before it starts to boil, you turn it off and you stir it and you integrate the sugar. And that is generally simple syrup.
Simple.
This is not that.
No, it looks nice and thick.
This is thicker. So this is a rich simple syrup. However, so the standard recipe for rich simple syrup is 2 parts sugar and 1 part water, with the same technique of cooking it in the pot until it's almost boiling, and then let it sit in the pot, and you'll see, like, over a little bit of time, it'll start to clarify.
Yeah.
If you cook it too long, you're breaking the sucrose into fructose and glucose, and it gets very thick.
And you get caramel, right?
Well,
you
that's
go
if you
too
burn
far.
it.
Okay.
But you'll get like a much different simple syrup.
Yeah.
I measure this out so that in each half ounce you have a tablespoon of sugar. So it's like 1.857 parts
Science.
sugar
Science math.
to 1 part water. Yes, it's science.
Got it.
All right. Are you ready to shake?
Totally.
All right. Let's put some ice in there.
I was going to say, I feel like I'm missing something that'll make noise. This is going to explode.
It is going to explode. While you're doing that, I want to talk
My
about
hands are clean.
ice. Well, you're the only one drinking this, so it's fine.
So it doesn't matter.
I do want to talk about ice. So
Do I want to fill it up? How much ice am I putting
Fill
in?
it up.
Okay.
Don't be shy with it. We have tons, and that way the next time you won't have as much to mess around with. But in a drink, as much as 50% of the cocktail will end up being diluted ice. So a lot of times at home, when I'm making drinks, I'll just pull some ice out of my tray. But generally, that's plenty of ice. We're almost at the top. Generally, when I'm at home, I will go to the store and I will buy a bag of ice.
Okay.
That ice tends to be more dense. It has less air in it, and so it will make. And also, it hasn't been sitting in my freezer with whatever else
Everything
is
else.
in my freezer and picking up those flavors.
Okay.
So if you're having a party and you want to impress your friends,
Treat yourself.
go buy some ice.
Okay. Simple.
It's pretty simple. All right.
Full of ice.
Yep.
Smack it on there.
Smack it on the top. If you don't have a cocktail shaker at home, I've used Tupperware, mason jars, pickle jars,
Yes.
anything that seals and is mostly unbreakable,
You're good.
you're good.
Sippy cups?
I have used a sippy cup. I have definitely drank out of a sippy cup. Okay, you're gonna want to shake this pretty hard for about,
All the muscles.
yes, all the muscles.
Is there a form? Like, is it back and forth, up and down?
So-
Whatever works.
There are several different forms. There's the hard shake, the single shake,
Yeah.
the double shake. At this point, we're just going to try to shake it hard enough
Yeah.
and long enough to get everything cold and integrated.
So hard enough to shake my cheeks.
Yep, 15 seconds.
How
Maybe
long?
maybe a little more up and down too. Yeah, there you go. Oh, see, you're looking like a pro already.
I watch television. It feels cold.
Feels cold?
Yeah.
Are your hands really cold?
Yeah.
Okay, go a little bit longer. That's really hard
cold
ice.
down here, though.
It's hard ice. All right, that's good.
Is it fair to say, James, that you can judge a bar, the quality of a bar or a bartender, based on the seriousness of their shake? Like, sometimes you go to a place and it's 1-2 and they pour it.
Yeah, you definitely probably don't want the 1-2 and pour it
Because I feel like when I go to a nice bar, those guys and girls just like forever.
Yeah.
And why is that?
They're doing that because they're using a much harder, denser ice. So
Got
they're
it.
maybe using a cold draft machine, which uses like water vapor to freeze. So ice is,
Is that
like
what we have?
no. Ice is
It's a nice restaurant.
Why don't we have one of those?
because we're much higher volume. So there's like a diminishing return on how long you have to shake
Yeah.
and the quality of the drink and how many you have to make. All right, hold it,
Yeah.
give it a pop. Give this the side a pop. Yeah, like that. Is it loose?
Yeah.
Look, see that? That wasn't that bad, right?
Not bad.
All right,
My glass.
your glass.
Is this a special glass for this drink?
Not in particular. So a smaller glass I would generally use for something maybe a little stronger, less aromatic,
Okay.
and like a sour.
Okay.
I use a lot of like egg white drinks in this.
I like picturing Al Capone drinking a mojito out of this drink.
That-
or out
yes.
of this glass.
Yep.
So I pop this puppy on.
Pop it on.
Okay.
In this case, you're gonna also.
This is gonna, this
Yeah.
is like pat your head, rub your tummy.
This is pat your head, rub your
Okay.
tummy, and pour slowly. Oh, that's great. So I don't.
What I do?
Wiggle it.
Can I just dump
Give
it?
it a little bit, or don't double strain it.
I
It's
feel
pre-
like
it's
this
pretty
is a very
fine.
fine mesh.
It's very fine. It's from a Japanese bar supply store.
They didn't realize how frozen I
Okay,
was
scrap
making
it.
my.
We don't need to do that. Just pour it in there. You might get a couple chunks of mint. I
Just
don't.
adds color.
I don't particularly
All the way to how?
fill it up.
Fill it.
Yeah, it should like just about come to the top. For entertaining purposes, Gloria Vanderbilt suggests that
Gloria Vanderbilt.
yes, in her book of etiquette, she
Yeah.
suggests for entertaining that you can fit a dime between the top of the martini and the rim of the glass. We're a little bit full there, but she does.
feel like she
It's
would-
a thin dime.
She would be.
That's a thin
proud.
dime.
She
But
would
this
be
is a
proud.
smaller glass, I'm sure, than her standard martini glass. And we're going to pluck one more piece of mint and put it on top.
Just place it.
Yeah, just place it.
Just like a lily.
Maybe a little bit on the rim. Make
Well,
it,
too
yeah,
late.
you've just made a Southside.
Look at that.
You've made your 6th cocktail.
I've made my 6th cocktail ever.
Yeah.
Okay, and now I should give this to someone because it'll taste better, but my paws were in the ice. So I should probably
You should
drink
do
You
it.
should drink all of it in kind of at a really classy bar. You always drink cocktails in one sip.
No, 2.
Those are called shots.
Like a martini is supposed to be like we've gotten way ahead of ourselves with
That's
these
good.
martinis and made huge martinis. They're supposed to be like 2 big drinks. One
Yeah.
before the olive and one with the olive.
That's
Like
it?
There's like a
Chug a lug.
Yes.
Yeah, but
That seems
but for this
aggressive.
one, you would sip it.
Yeah, you sip it.
I will sip it for these purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah,
It's mojito-ish.
it is.
Like you don't.
It's bright.
Yeah.
It's herbaceous.
Is this a pre-dinner cocktail or a post-dinner cocktail?
This would be a pre-dinner cocktail.
Just to get me excited about food.
So aperitif, sort of pre-dinner drinks are going to be maybe a little less alcohol, less sugar, brighter, a touch herbaceous, a touch aromatic. And what you're doing
That's all
is
of
you're
that.
you're
Yeah.
awakening your palate, you're getting your taste buds going, you're getting your saliva glands going, and you're getting your stomach ready
That's
for your
delightful.
food.
I don't feel like it's fall outside. I feel like I'm having summer.
No, nobody wants to feel like it's fall outside.
That's great.
Yeah?
I feel very professional right now.
You
I
acted
look-
very professionally.
Right? I only
Do another
spilled
one.
one
Do
ice
another
cube.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
All right.
And we just chuck this, right? We'll just
Yeah.
slide this,
I'll take it away.
and we'll keep this close because it's tasty.
James, we've had some comments on your personal appearance being pandemic chic.
Oh, yes.
What look are you going for these days?
More of the wolf
And
look.
Is it true it's your birthday today?
It is my birthday today,
Is
in
it
fact.
true that every birthday you've been at Canlis for 11 years?
12 years.
12 years?
Yep.
Is it true that every birthday at Canlis you wear the same special t-shirt?
No, so the wolf shirt
I
came.
mean, could we just have a little viewing?
This came along with my son, whose middle name is Wolf.
Yeah.
That was
We-
a detail
we
you
bought
left
this-
out earlier.
We bought this in the airport after we had named our son on our way to our friend's wedding, and it's the Three Wolf shirt. And it's a
love it.
pandemic, and you ever really want to get a kick out of something, go to Amazon, to their website, and read the reviews of the Three Wolf shirt. I didn't realize it when I bought it, but it's hilarious.
Could we get some of those?
Yeah, free Wolf shirt heading to all the staff at Visit Seal.
Yes, all of my holidays and celebrations, I wear it.
Well, it's very special.
Thank you.
Okay, next cocktail.
Oh,
Next cocktail. So we're going to
Is
move.
this okay right here?
I think it's fine.
Okay.
We're
It's
going
so
to
pretty.
move
I'm so
into another sort of sour style cocktail. I would put this as like an aromatic sour with the herbs in it.
So I'm drinking it before dinner.
Yep.
Okay.
This I might drink more with some food. It's a little more refreshing. There's a touch more sweetness.
Okay. Just getting everything ready.
It's a variation on a daiquiri. All of these drinks are sort of drinks that we like here in the bar. Oh my gosh! And look at that. I gave you lemon instead of lime for this, and I
No,
should
you
not-
gave me a lime.
No, I gave you
Oh.
lime garnish, but not
Oh.
lime.
I've got lime juice.
You have more?
I think so.
All right. Here. While we're
for
doing
10.
this is a good opportunity for me to talk a little bit about when you're selecting your fruit at the grocery store. A fruit with a thick skin and a thick rind and it's hard
Yeah.
is not going to give you very good juice. It hasn't ripened on the tree. They pick fruit early oftentimes because it's got to come from all over. These are probably from Mexico or Florida. So
don't
they're sitting
grow
in
limes here.
container ship. Whereas this has a nice thin skin.
Yeah.
It's a little bit soft. And it'll have more juice.
I was going to say, I don't think I made enough.
James,
No,
when do
yeah.
you chill a glass before serving? Is there a rule about when you chill glasses and when you don't?
I would basically always chill a glass. We did not have that opportunity here, but it is cold enough in the cellar that it's nicely chilled.
Yeah.
But it is always nice to chill your glass. You can stick it in your freezer even just a few minutes while you're juicing your lime or lemon and get it really cold, and you'll pull it out. If it's humid, you'll get like a nice frost on it, and it looks much better and it keeps the drink cold longer.
2 questions while she's juicing.
Yes.
What is your recipe for the Canlis Old Fashioned, which people are very into?
Yeah.
Gosh.
And what
all
is
right.
the most ordered cocktail at Canlis?
The most ordered cocktail at Canlis has been the almost perfect cocktail now for like years.
Because it's almost
And
perfect.
who invented the almost perfect?
I did
It's
invent
your
it.
signature drink!
It is. So, I mean, for the almost perfect, I just got like the plantation pineapple rum, and I
Don't
loved
play
it.
it off. This is delicious.
I know it's delicious.
If you haven't had it, you should
Oh,
try it.
It's great timing with the current.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the most ordered drink. It has actually the second most is a vodka martini.
Because that's fancy.
It's fancy, and you know
And you
people
drink it in 2 drinks.
people come here. They're mid-century modern, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's martini.
Yeah.
And what's your old fashioned?
The old-fashioned recipe is several dashes of orange bitters.
I'm drinking right now.
Are you drinking one?
Yeah.
Half ounce of the simple syrup that's almost a rich simple syrup. 2 1/4 ounces of a rye whiskey. I like it with rye because it's not as sweet as a lot of the bourbons. It's a little spicier. And then you stir it and you pour it over a large cube with the cherries that you got in a box, if you got a box, and orange peel.
And we're going to talk about those cherries. 'Cause
We will talk about those cherries in a bit.
problem. They're very
Yes.
good. Okay, so I've got my lime.
You got some
I have
lime.
a magical red potion.
Yeah.
I've got my glass. I'm ready.
So this is, do you have the shaker?
Yeah.
Okay, good, I didn't see it.
I just prepped it.
So this is going to be sort of the same proportions as the other drink.
So 2 ounces of booze.
What's the name of this cocktail?
Oh,
What's
yes.
the recipe? Again.
So the next drink is the Bacardi Cocktail
Without Bacardi.
without Bacardi. And originally it did not have Bacardi. So this is a drink
2
that-
ounces?
Yeah, 2 ounces.
Okay, good.
Yeah, 2 ounces of rum,
Yep.
3/4 ounce of lime juice, and then a 1/2 ounce of grenadine.
How
So-
much lime juice?
3/4.
Thank you.
Oh, and yes.
Put a little sherry on that. Oh, no.
Are you there?
Almost.
Almost there. All right, get a little more lime.
It's the almost perfect.
So this is another very old drink. I think 1913.
Okay.
It was when it was invented or first in print. But Prohibition happened, and Americans started going to Cuba and the Caribbean, and this was a drink that was brought back sometime during Prohibition as the Bacardi Cocktail, and it has lived on as a daiquiri variation that you don't see many places. It used to be one of the most popular drinks in America. Grenadine.
How much?
1/2 ounce.
Okay. And I was a fool that thought that Grenadine was made from cherries because it's pink or red. And you put it in a Shirley Temple and
Yeah.
it seems like it should be cherry-ish.
It does,
But
and a
I was
lot of
wrong.
like the fake red food coloring syrup
Yeah.
Grenadine you get tastes like cherry. It tastes like the juice from maraschino cherries,
Yeah.
the fake red cherries.
Yeah.
It is not.
No.
So this is from pomegranate. Think the island of Grenadine. And we make it with pomegranate juice, sugar. I usually use a little bit of orange peel and baking spices. So cinnamon, allspice, clove. It just kind of livens it up a little bit.
It smells really good.
And that way, so pomegranate's pretty bitter. So this doesn't taste as sweet as, say, simple syrup.
And it's got a fun color to it.
It does have a fun color. These are bitters.
And why do I put bitters in my drink?
Again, it adds more spice and aromatic. So you're going to get a lot of it sort of on the nose.
How many?
10 drops. There are actually measurements for drops and dashes. A lot of bitters bottles they're called a woozy bottle, and they'll have a different like diameter for the hole in the top. And they have numbers on them. And they're somewhere between, I want to say it's like a 1/18 of a teaspoon and a 1/10 of a teaspoon.
With
and
just a
drops,
couple.
Yeah, and drops are smaller than that, about 1/10.
Do you have a favorite liquor store in Seattle to find your fancy ingredients?
Oh,
Or you make them, like James. Ice
yeah.
in here? Is that
Yeah,
it?
we can go ice, and you can shake again now.
Okay. Oh, good.
No, I cheat a little bit though, because I know where when the fancy ingredients come into town because I'm ordering them. So I know where they're gonna be. But like some of the quality liquor stores around, think Met Market or Ballard Market or Central Market has pretty good liquor store or liquor areas, and also Total Wine. It has a huge selection. Yeah,
thing.
we're doing it again. Yeah, give it a good
Yeah.
pop.
Very loud. Was there a question?
Yeah, I think so.
For people that don't have this plantation cool rum,
Yeah.
Yes.
what is a comparable rum to this recipe? Light rum, like
So this is sort of a lighter style rum. It was made to be sort of a tribute to the classic Caribbean style. So you have Jamaican, some Barbados rum, and some Trinidad rum. Jamaican rums tend to be more of like the aromatic side, maybe a little more structure to the rum. Barbados are creamier rums, and Trinidad is sort of your sugarcane-based rums that you think of as rum, Puerto Rican, Cuban.
if people didn't get the kit, what type of, I know these are our own canless bitters that we make.
Yeah.
What would be a comparable bitters?
I would get an orange bitters. They're orange bitters because of the color, not because there's more orange in there. They tend to be cardamom heavy, whereas Angostura tends to be more baking spice, clove heavy, Angostura bark. We're going to leave the bitters off. You're going to need them
okay.
for the next one.
Keep them close.
And,
Yeah.
And could you slowly repeat the recipe for the Bacardi cocktail?
Yes, the
You want me
Bacardi
to
cocktail
Bang
recipe.
this and pour it while
You
you're
can
doing
bang
that.
and pour.
Because not everyone has
Yeah,
the
not
kit.
everyone got the kit. The Bacardi cocktail, and I really do like this cocktail. I like going and
Do you want
ordering.
to try it and see how I did then?
No. Well, yes, I do. I'll
Yeah,
drink
come
that.
on. It's your birthday.
I'll drink that. It is my birthday.
And
look at that.
it's pink.
2 ounces of rum, 3/4 ounce of lime juice.
Here. Don't pour it all in.
Why?
Look, you can just.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who Andrea is. This is her glass.
Oh,
But if you do
I think I
this,
did most of it.
look, then there, that's perfect. Then
I
you
was
can.
keeping my station very clean.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm wearing a dirty sweatshirt, so we're just gonna.
There's a rag over there.
There is. I have one. Look, you didn't need to do that.
I didn't know you had a rag.
Look, James prepared. He
So,
thought I would be
now
sloppy.
now he has a safe.
Okay,
Thanks. Oh,
we're gonna
thanks.
slide it like
Yeah.
old royalty down the long table. You can see how I did. And this lime, I just floated on top like the mint.
Yes. There is bitters in the Bacardi cocktail, if I didn't say that. I feel like I didn't. Might have gotten interrupted by being offered a beverage. I think I got a fly in Andrea's glass. It's gonna
Happy
be fun.
birthday, James.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. It's fun.
Smells like vacation.
Yes, it tastes like vacation.
Yeah.
It is a pink and slightly fruitier variation on a daiquiri. And a little more bitter.
And then you told me a secret. I could throw it all in a blender, and it would be really good.
I don't mess around on my birthday.
James,
That's good.
Yeah.
How'd
how
I
do
do?
you make
That's great.
grenadine at home?
Grenadine at home, I would take 1 part pomegranate, go to the store and get a container of palm, 1 part sugar.
You mean like the Palm Perfect?
Yeah, like Palm Perfect, like the weird double 8 shaped bottle of 100% pomegranate juice, some sugar, and just like your baker's sugar. You don't need fancy sugar. I would throw a little bit of orange peel in there.
How much? If it's 1 part palm, how much sugar?
1 part sugar.
Oh, 1 to 1.
1 to 1, and then reduce it by about 1/3. So you're concentrating so unlike simple syrup, you want to like kind of have it a really slow simmer, almost a boil for a little bit, and reduce it. You're concentrating all that pomegranate flavor, the fruit, the bitterness, and you're cooking maybe some spices or orange peels in there. I'll take that back
It's
just
really
in case.
tasty. It tastes way better than the daiquiri slushy machines on spring break.
If you don't make grenadine at home, do you have a favorite brand of grenadine?
I couldn't tell you one. I have to be honest.
Oh, you're that guy.
I'm sorry. No, I'm
I
sorry.
only make my own grenadine.
It's very Seattle of him.
I mean, I have been making my own grenadine for 20 years, and I have not really looked at another brand because it is actually so simple. I have a little container sitting in my house right now.
These look like nice friends. We'll just put them right here. What are we doing next?
So this is a Manhattan, and we're going to practice a little bit of stirring and something with brown spirits, which I know is near and dear to your heart.
I do, and I say I like brown liquor because I don't know the difference between, it's a secret, whiskey and bourbon and rye. I know Scotch because it tastes different, but the rest of them, asking for a friend, can you tell me the difference?
So they're all variations of some mixture of barley, wheat,
Yep.
corn, and rye.
Okay.
And it's, the laws tell you they have to be aged in a certain type of oak for a certain period of time and barreled at a certain proof. None of that really matters as much as what the ingredients going into the mash bill are.
Got it.
So Maker's Mark is heavy on corn. It is one of the few wheated bourbons. There aren't a ton of them. And it is a little bit lower in barley. It's like really heavy on corn, so it's going to be a little
it's sweeter.
It's a little sweeter,
It's not
especially with the
sweeter.
wheat. You're going to get sort of more like vanilla, a little bit of cherry. Whereas you start introducing rye, it's called a rye rather than a bourbon,
Yeah.
you're going to get a much spicier and sort of earthier spirit.
Got it. So
Yes.
if you need to phone a friend, phone James
Yes.
in brown liquor trivia. Okay, I have my friends.
Quick question.
Well, I've got a question.
Yeah.
How long does homemade simple syrup and homemade grenadine last in your fridge?
In my fridge, it will last 2 weeks. If I want, I freeze it and I pull it out a couple days before. You make a batch, you stick a few in your freezer, and you'll have it for a long time. That's a fancy mixing glass.
It looks very fancy.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
Yeah?
But I'm more nervous about this.
Yeah.
This looks like a weapon.
It is not a weapon. Spoons, like this
King
is
Neptune.
this is
Yeah.
called a Trident spoon.
Appropriate.
Because it has a fork. Some of them will have like a little disc on the end for muddling and layering,
Okay.
which is like a cocktails 201
I was
sort
gonna
of
say,
segment.
That sounds 301.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
301. You don't want to talk about specific gravity today?
Nope.
Okay.
Science. I just want to drink cocktails.
Yeah, the fork would just be used for getting your garnish.
Got it.
We're
So
gonna-
this doesn't have many ingredients.
No.
I like this. This seems doable.
Did
And
I
a
take
fancy
the bitters?
glass.
Do you have the bitters still?
I do. I
All right,
saved
good. Not a lot of ingredients.
No.
3 ingredients.
I could
Maybe
do this
we'll-
at home. I actually bought bottle service of this mostly for these treasures,
Yes.
which you'll tell people about.
This is the glass. This martini glass.
This?
So a lot of folks don't know, we send our executive team once a year, there's 6 of us, to any restaurant in the world that they want to
We do that too.
I know you do.
No, we don't.
Yeah, you guys do any restaurant in Seattle.
Correct.
Yeah, and so Nelson, our who you guys will meet on future classes, and I, we went to a restaurant in London, but we dined at the Savoy bar. No, at the American bar, because you said it's one of the most important and famous bars in the world.
The Savoy Cocktail book is like the one cocktail book
Yeah.
you should have in your library for making any classic drink.
And they served us a martini in that glass. And Nelson and I came home with pictures of it and
Yeah.
said, James,
We
no
need
matter
it.
what you do, this glass needs to be in our bar. And you said, I'll make it happen. And like 8 months later,
It took me a long time.
yeah,
It's very
and
tall.
everyone tries to can we say where we get it or how people can get it? 'Cause
Yeah, it is from.
all our guests ask how to get that glass.
So this is from a small British glassware manufacturer called John Jenkins, and they only sell to institutions, so
Mr.
hotels and
Jenkins.
restaurants.
Yep.
So unfortunately, unless you can find someone maybe selling these outside of an institution in some
Right.
sort of retail setting, you're not going to be able to find them.
She's pretty. She's tall, like me.
But
Tall.
it is their, oh gosh, what is the? It'll come to me in a little bit what they call the coupe. But so
This is how you serve your Manhattans.
no, not in that glass. We use
Oh.
more. I couldn't find any of them. We were all packed away in the restaurant. But this was the next best thing to sort of the classic cocktail coupe. So for a Manhattan, which tends to be a more aromatic cocktail, I want more surface area because as it warms up, it's
Yeah.
going to be a little more alcoholic, but also you're going to get more of the aromatics from the bitters
I like it.
and from the vermouth.
Okay.
So first, let's put in some bitters.
How long
10
do
drops.
bitters last?
Bitters do oxidize, but they almost always come in like a really dark brown bottle to combat any ultraviolet radiation that may damage the botanicals in there.
Yeah.
And they're sealed really well, so they'll last years.
Should they be in the fridge or?
No, you can leave your bitters in your liquor cabinet. It's not like the vermouth, which you definitely should leave in your fridge.
Yeah.
10 drops again.
I should move my vermouth. 10.
Oh yeah. So always keep vermouth in your fridge. It is wine. Like, do you leave your white wine out for 6 months and continue to drink it?
Not regularly.
Vermouth, your white vermouth, your dry vermouth, your sweet vermouth, it's all wine. So put it in your fridge.
Thank you. I
Buy
might
the
need a
small
new
bottles.
bottle.
Buy the small bottles if you don't go through very much.
You don't often do shots of that, so
No.
I might have some left. Okay.
2 ounces of bourbon. Oh my gosh, it looks good.
Right?
Yeah. And then 1 ounce of vermouth.
Okay.
What
And
type of bitters for this drink?
orange
Right.
bitters.
Orange for a Manhattan.
I tend to like orange bitters more than Angostura bitters. There's a few tropical drinks where I feel like Angostura bitters are sort of the go-to. But orange bitters for most cocktails, I find better.
Do you have a favorite orange bitter?
I would go with Reagan's. Angostura does actually make a pretty good orange bitters. There are actually some local bitters companies that make some really great stuff, as well as Germany. Surprisingly, the German bitters that I've come across have been outstanding, but they're sort of a little more
Yeah. I like that we
Small.
have local ones.
yeah.
Ice.
Ice.
How much? Like,
You can fill it up quite a bit, and then we're gonna stir it. Stirring's tough. Stirring's one of those things that bartenders, I feel like, take for granted a lot
yeah.
because we do it all the time. But
That's
it
good.
is
Like,
that's
full,
great. Yeah, full. Like,
Full.
don't be shy with ice. because you've gone to the store and bought it.
Right.
So put your spoon in the side.
Yep.
Don't do that. So the reason we're stirring this drink rather than shaking it is
Gentle.
we don't want to introduce any sort of oxygen
Okay.
or bubbles into this, because that changes the texture and quickly oxidizes the botanicals in the vermouth.
This is why I'm here.
That is the reason why you stir
Yeah.
rather than shake.
So
So
just,
to do this properly,
yep. Oh, this is very fancy.
it's very fancy. So this will keep you from getting fatigue, and you just kind of stir, and you're more moving the ice.
2 fingers on top, 2 fingers underneath.
All
Hold
right,
on, let me
let's
put it on.
Let's mask up.
Mask up,
Yep.
because this is important. I just introduced oxygen. Mm-hmm. Okay. So gentle.
And you're just kind of
So
pulling
gentle.
and pushing.
Okay.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. You're pushing the ice
It's
through the
very
liquid.
quiet. You
It's
want it to be quiet.
And you can go faster, but you
I am
don't,
101
you don't
wanting right
want
now.
to disturb the ingredients in the glass. Oh man, we need another strainer over there. I've not set you up for as much success as I thought. Is it cold?
Oh yeah.
Has it been 15 seconds?
We're in the cellar. It's very cold.
Okay, I
Hasn't
got
been
some.
okay, good.
Okay, we can strain that. And then you're going to garnish with that pick and one of these cherries.
And tell people why. Okay, this is different.
It is different.
is
The tail at the back, the handle towards you.
A couple fun questions.
Okay, fun questions.
If I'm on a
This
budget,
is-
which ingredients are worth splurging for and which are worth not splurging for?
For a Manhattan, I'm always going to spend.
Well, you would say fresh juice, first of all. always.
yeah, fresh juice. Go get some lemons and limes. Get the Trader Joe's bag of Mexican limes. It's cheap, and juice it yourself. Like that will make bad rum taste so much better. Like I said, the original cocktails were meant to take ingredients and turn bad tasting booze into something palatable. So vermouth is another one. I will always go and spend money on vermouth and save money on the bourbon.
Why do these smell so good?
They are those are my.
These are not maraschino cherries.
No, those are. So that's a cherry that I was making before I even came to this restaurant.
And do I just shove it on there like that?
Perfect.
And then,
Drop it in.
but don't introduce oxygen.
No.
Why do you use so much ice in the mixing glass? Is that important?
Well, yes, actually it is. So
Can I try this?
you please
This
do.
is what I've been waiting
Is
for.
it? Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
There is sort of this percentage where if you only fill up the glass halfway with ice, you're going to melt the ice at a faster rate than you reach the equilibrium where the liquid is cooled enough that you're not diluting it further. Whereas if you fill it with ice, you chill it and you get to this equilibrium where the drink is cold and diluted to the right amount, and you have better control over keeping the proper balance of the drink.
What's your favorite vermouth?
Favorite vermouth is this right here. It's Carpano Antica. It is a Milano style of vermouth, and they tend to be maybe a touch more bitter, a touch sweeter, but they also have orange peel and vanilla, and that for me just kind of sets the Manhattan apart.
And you're not afraid of sweet drinks. I learned this in 2 Bartenders on a Bench.
I'm already drinking alcohol, which, let's be honest, isn't great for me. So a little sugar
Go
at
for
this
it.
point isn't going to kill me, and it tastes better.
How did you make the homemade cherries in the cocktail kit?
So the homemade cherries in the cocktail kit are Catrapi, which is this French 4-splice
Fancy.
blend, yes. And it is cinnamon, clove, allspice, and then this other spice tends to be either ginger, or in this case I use white pepper, and so it's a touch more savory. I'll toast those spices after I've kind of broken them up. I don't grind them because I don't want them in the liquid, but I'll toast them a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a dry pan, like you would garlic, for like a minute to get it aromatic. And then I will add those to a simple syrup, and then all of that gets added to your sort of your traditional maraschino cherry, like Luxardo or Amarena. So these other cherries, I'll drain them and also add bourbon to it and let it
that's
sit
nice.
for a few weeks.
Because they're nice and thick and delightful.
Once they're open, do they need to be in the fridge?
They should be in the fridge, but there's enough alcohol in there that you're going to be fine leaving them out on the counter, and they'll go quick.
I was going to say, they won't last long because they're delicious. Because
Yeah.
you want like 2 or 3 in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's better to let them sit because you're pulling some of the cherry juice out and replacing it with the alcohol and the spices that you've introduced to the
So
to the
don't
system.
start your drinking by eating it. Let it hang out.
No, I mean when you're making the cherries,
Oh.
you have to let them rest for a little bit.
Got it.
Because you're flavoring the cherry with the other ingredients you've added, and it
That
takes
makes
a little
sense.
while.
But what about with this? Like I could
Oh
eat
no,
it
go
whenever.
go to town.
Okay, no, I save it for
There-
the end.
Yeah,
It's like a little.
Again, so we've gotten really big with all of these drinks, but
Mm-hmm.
it's supposed to be like 2 drinks. Americans also used to drink a lot more,
That's true.
believe it or not.
Okay, a quick thing.
Hmm.
Is the camera on me? Hello. For those of you viewing at home, the original shopping list had maraschino
Oh yeah, we
in
forgot
it.
that.
And a lot of you are commenting saying, I bought maraschino and now you guys changed it. We are sorry. Our maraschino supplier just 3 days ago said the 250 bottles that we ordered, they could not bring to us, which was a shock to our system. And we pivoted, which is what we do around here, to a
a
bourbon-based
drinking game?
cocktail. with
Yeah, drinking.
So we're really sorry. For those of you who have maraschino at home, because you were really on it and you shopped early, James, what is a great maraschino
And
cocktail?
why do you keep calling it that? Is that if I've been saying it wrong?
What?
My maraschino, or is it totally different? Or I am
Oh.
just Pagliacci saying the
Don't
G?
say Pagliacci.
I know, that's the thing.
It's like saying Nordstrom's and Pike's Place Market.
Well,
and
it's
Canless's
maraschino.
for that reason.
Yeah.
I'm going to Canless's. Drives me nuts.
So it's not maraschino, it's maraschino.
So these are maraschino, which is a marasca cherry from Italy.
Okay.
Your maraschino cherry
Yeah.
is your
Temple.
gallon jar Shirley Temple
Okay.
red dye number
So
5.
I have not been saying that wrong.
Yes.
But classy.
Please,
Okay.
don't insult my cherries.
I would never.
Yes.
They're delightful.
Also, on the point of the maraschino liqueur,
Yes.
I almost couldn't get this bourbon because all of the bourbon suppliers are running out of glassware.
Which is why we talked about recycling.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Please recycle.
Let's keep Maker's Mark happening. Recycle your bottles.
Yes.
What other questions do we have?
Maraschino cocktail.
Oh yeah, I'm working on a
Oh.
maraschino cocktail. There is the Hemingway Daiquiri, which uses grapefruit juice and maraschino with the lime, which is one of my all-time favorite.
Mm-hmm.
You'll sometimes hear it called the Papa Doble, because generally you're going to want to make it a double.
Mm.
But this is a drink that, Ernest Hemingway was
Yeah.
reported to have created or fancied.
Enjoyed.
The Aviation is another one of my favorite cocktails. It's a gin-based cocktail with gin, lemon juice, maraschino, and sometimes, but not always,
Violet.
violet. Oh, you knew this?
Well,
oh,
because I had to Google
Yes.
to make sure that I wasn't totally 101. But
Yeah.
I studied the wrong cocktails.
And maraschino, you don't need to use very much. It's like a 1/4 ounce,
Yeah.
but it's just such a cool addition to drinks. It adds this floral note, a touch of earthiness. It is made from these cherries.
So it's got some color to it too.
No, it's clear because it's
Ah.
distilled.
Oh, fancy.
Yes.
Yeah. Not like maraschino.
No.
That would add lots of color.
No. I should talk a little bit about some of these other garnishes. We didn't talk about...
No.
I
Teach
didn't-
me.
Yeah, there's... Do you have a peeler?
At home?
There's all kinds of different peelers.
I sure do.
We use these because they're small.
Yeah.
But,
Any peeler will do.
yeah. When you're peeling, you
Just
want
like
to
a
get
potato.
very little of the pith.
Yep. Why is that?
It's bitter.
Okay.
And if you're putting in the drink, it will continue to bitter the drink. we like to make our garnishes fancy a little bit here.
Obviously.
So we'll cut the part that goes into the drink into, sort of your like fancy shape that will twist. I'll use this as a display glass here. And there's this other part.
Yeah.
You're going to want to put it skin side or dimple side down.
Yeah.
Is dimple side down a better way of describing it?
I think skin side works.
And squeeze it, and you're
Yeah.
releasing. So all of these little dimples are the oils, and you're
Yeah.
releasing them onto the glass. You might even can't see it. You can see it a little bit. And rub the rim of the glass.
That's like 201 maybe?
This.
That's 101?
That's
I
101.
should know that?
You should know
okay,
that.
Okay, I know it now.
You need to
Got
know
it.
how to
Yes.
garnish with a lemon peel, because
Done.
a lot of these drinks will ask for a lemon peel garnish.
So cut
Or
a pretty
lemon-
shape
Or a lemon twist.
and squeeze the leftovers.
Yes.
Right on
And we
it.
probably should have, generally, so when I'm making drinks, generally I will peel the citrus fruit
Yeah.
for the peels before I juice it, so that I'm not wasting this and having to use extra citrus.
2 questions.
Two questions.
Could you just quickly say what is your recipe for the Aviation, for the maraschino?
It is very similar to sort of all of these drinks, where it's 2 ounces of gin, 3/4 ounce of lemon juice, and I would use a 1/2 ounce of maraschino instead of like simple syrup. And maybe if you have it, a 1/4 ounce of violet.
Next question.
Yes.
When are you going to make the perfect cocktail instead of just the almost perfect cocktail?
Well, you cannot attain perfection. Like so many things in life,
True.
it's about the journey and not the
right.
destination.
Yeah.
And I continue to try to perfect it each time I make it, and I'm enjoying it every single time.
What was the first cocktail you learned to make?
I broke into my parents' liquor cabinet at about age 13 and pulled out an old Mr. Boston's bar book,
Yeah.
and I made a gin gimlet.
Just for fun.
I found the book,
Yeah. Found the stuff.
all of the ingredients were there,
Yeah.
and I made that, yes, at 13.
How was it? Was that all right?
I'm still doing it.
Yeah, at 13.
You must have done
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Love it or hate it, black pepper and a gin and tonic.
Oh.
I'm indifferent. And in the time or place,
I'm
depending on the gin and the setting, it's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm not a big pepper person, so I shouldn't weigh in here. You're the professional.
Yeah, there aren't a ton of things that I will blanket dislike.
Yeah.
Because almost all of them, there's going to be a time and place where it's the right thing.
You are much more open-minded than I am.
I guess, yeah.
What is your go-to Mezcal drink?
Shots? I don't.
That's the wrong answer!
I know.
Right answer.
You said my go-to.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What
Yes.
is your favorite Mezcal cocktail, sir?
Mezcal cocktail. I like a Paloma with it a little bit. Do you drink a lot of Mezcal?
No.
Do you like the smoky?
No, a
No?
brown liquor.
You brown liquor?
I had a blood orange margarita yesterday, though, which is pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah. Because someone else made it for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe El Diablo.
That sounds devilish.
Mezcal, a little bit of citrus, and some
Paloma
ginger
has
beer.
Grapefruit.
Grapefruit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds refreshing.
James, what is your favorite liquor to drink neat? To sip, not gulp.
Scotch.
Which Scotch?
Oh, gosh. My favorite Scotch distillery is Mortlock.
Really?
It really is.
Where is that one?
Wow, I have mad respect for that
It's a
answer.
Spey distillery, and for me, it hits all of the notes of not just Spey whiskeys, but all of Scotland.
What does that mean?
Spey is distilleries that are lined on the River Spey in Scotland, so
Okay.
it's sort of central Scotland. It's not the Highlands where you have really dry peat and ingredients. It's not the Lowlands where it's super peaty and smoky. It's right in the middle, and like it's the perfect balance for me of sort of grassiness, floral, peat, and malt.
Okay.
Mortlock. You didn't know that?
No, but the true best Scotch out there
Oh, that's right.
is
Yeah.
Springbank.
Yes.
And I am not sponsored by them, but I would love to be. It's perfect. There are a million other questions. We can't get to them all. We're out of time.
How is that possible?
Allie,
It goes fast.
Allie,
does.
as our student tonight,
Yes.
who went from not knowing how to make a cocktail to now being an expert.
This looks pretty good, right?
What did you learn that you'll take with you, or what surprised you, or?
That it's not that hard. Like if you have the right stuff, and you have James prepping everything. No, like if you just prepare yourself, and it's not that hard, and make drinks for people you love, because they taste better.
James, if you're only gonna have 4 or 5 things in your home bar, what are those 4 or 5 things?
First and foremost, good ice. Believe it or not, more people have ruined drinks that I've given them recipes for with bad ice.
Like freezer ice.
Yes, with freezer ice than anything else.
Okay.
So you were talking about the sandwich. Mm-hmm. The ice, I believe, is one of those sandwich things that people just don't think about.
Yeah.
And not everyone has like a Viking ice maker.
Sure.
I would have good vermouth, decent whiskey, rum, and gin. And with those and some fruit juice and some sugar, you can make a lot of drinks. You really can. And these are like classic drinks that have stood the test of time. And
these are old school.
These are old school. 1800s to the 30s after Prohibition.
And it makes you look like a super pro to make these.
Thank you all very much. Thank you for joining us for Cocktails 101.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much for being here. Mom About Town, Allie Daniels.
All the recipes will be online.
The recipes will be online for those of you that didn't get them in the kit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So easy. So
and
good.
a huge thanks to Visit. I mean, you guys, is that important? You guys, to pull off Kamloops Community College, or I'll back up, has been a crazy feat. But just, again, I know you said it, but Allie and her team at Visit Seattle was huge in connecting us to all these incredible organizations around the city who are supporting the college. And we love the city, but no one loves it as much as you guys do.
That's true.
And introducing us. And if you've never been to visitseattle.tv, is that what it's called?
Yeah, no, that's good.
It's
nice plug. Thank you.
It's actual good content. I don't say that, but as a Seattleite, there is so many amazing films and videos that make me. You only market it to other states, not to us. Yeah. And then as a Seattleite, you go on there, and you think, what the heck? This is the coolest content about my own city, but you do it to promote tourism, which is why us satellites don't even know it exists. But you guys should go to visitseattle.tv. It's so much better than what you think it's going to be. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just gonna. That's good. I'm gonna drink a little more.
Sorry, James. I interrupted your good night, but hey, we'll be back on Tuesday with some more classes. I don't know what they are.
Office hours with Nelson. Tuesday.
Office hours with Nelson.
Kids Corner.
Kids Corner.
It's the debut of Kamloops Kids Animal Adventures.
What is the first one? Can you give a sneak?
No, we can't talk about it.
Oh, we don't talk about it.
My brother and I go on adventures. It's so bad. It's like not even B-level television. But please, if you have kids, tune in to our kids show at 4:30.
It's pretty good, actually. Right?
It's pretty. It's
pretty good.
Sorry, the head of production just said and that hurts. I got to brush the teeth of a seal a couple days ago.
A live seal?
Yeah, of course. A dead one? Who brushes a dead seal's teeth?
I just want to clarify.
We go to the zoo, we go to the aquarium, and we do fun lessons for kids. It's all part of Kamloops Community College, the craziest, most insane thing we've ever tried to do.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Rick Steves is on Tuesday? Rick Steves is on Tuesday. It's all going to be great.
It's happening.
Thanks, Allie. Thank you, James.
Thanks.
I know I'm in the background. Okay.
Bye.
That's it. Cut.
Nice job.
Happy birthday, James.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday, James.